The arena is alive long before the first punch is thrown, a living, breathing organism fueled by pride, history, and expectation. Las Vegas glows under the weight of another championship night, and the crowd is split between green, white, and red flags, waving with Mexican pride and the determined chants backing an American challenger who has already beaten the odds of life itself. Saul Canelo Alvarez enters as the unified middleweight champion, a global icon whose name alone carries pressure, legacy, and scrutiny. Every movement he makes is watched, analyzed, judged. Across the ring stands Daniel "Miracleman" Jacobs, taller, broader, and carrying a story deeper than belts, a survivor who once fought cancer and returned to the ring with renewed purpose. This is not just a clash of styles, but a collision of journeys. When the bell finally rings, the tension snaps into focus. Both men step toward the center with caution, respect, and quiet menace. Jacobs immediately establishes his jab, snapping it out with authority, using his reach to test distance and control space. Canelo, calm and unreadable, advances behind a tight guard, eyes locked, absorbing information like a master strategist. The early exchanges are deliberate, almost surgical. No wild swings, no wasted motion. Jacobs doubles the jab, trying to bank early points, while Canelo answers with sharp counters, especially to the body, sending heavy shots into the ribs that echo through the arena. The crowd reacts to every clean connection, unsure who is truly in control. It is a feeling-out process layered with danger, where every feint, every step, every breath matters. Canelo's right hand lands with quiet authority. Jacobs circles out, disciplined and focused. By the end of the opening round, nothing has been decided, but everything has been revealed. This will be a battle of patience, precision, and mental strength, and everyone inside the building can feel that the real story is only beginning. As the early rounds unfold, the fight transforms into a high-level chess match, played at full speed. Jacobs continues to rely on mobility, switching stances, circling laterally, and pumping stiff jabs that are far more than rangefinders. They are power shots meant to disrupt rhythm and timing. Canelo stalks without rushing, cutting off the ring instead of chasing, slowly shrinking Jacobs' space. He invests heavily in bodywork, ripping hooks into the ribs and digging shots under the elbows, punches designed not for immediate glory, but for long-term damage. The size difference is obvious. Jacobs looks physically imposing, standing taller and stronger, but Canelo's compact explosiveness evens the scale. Inside the pocket, Canelo's counters are precise and brutal, hooks to the body, followed by sharp shots upstairs. Jacobs has moments of success, especially when he doubles and triples the jab and snaps Canelo's head back, but sustaining momentum proves difficult. Every exchange seems to favor Canelo in terms of impact. The crowd buzzes when Canelo lands a wicked left hook to the liver, a punch that visibly slows movement, even if only slightly. These rounds are close, technical, and tense. Observers debate who is winning, but Canelo's consistency stands out. He rarely wastes punches, his defense is tight, and his composure never cracks. Jacobs flashes brilliance with combinations and footwork, but each success comes at a cost. The audience is fully engaged, appreciating the subtle adjustments, the feints, the counters, the psychological battle happening beneath the surface. This is elite boxing stripped of recklessness, defined by discipline and control. As the rounds continue, a pattern emerges. Jacobs scores with volume and movement, but Canelo scores with authority and intent. The unanswered question hangs heavy in the air. How long can Jacobs keep moving before the body shots begin to steal his legs? By the middle rounds, the tone of the fight grows heavier, more punishing. Canelo's pressure increases, and the chess match becomes a test of endurance and resolve. He begins forcing Jacobs closer to the ropes, narrowing escape routes, making every movement harder. Jacobs responds by switching to southpaw, trying to disrupt timing and create new angles, a tactic that once troubled other elite opponents. For brief moments, it works. Jacobs lands clean combinations, snapping Canelo's head back and drawing loud reactions from the crowd. Momentum seems to tilt, if only for seconds. But Canelo never panics. His head movement is sublime, slipping punches by inches and returning fire with ruthless efficiency. A straight right hand to the body, followed by a sharp hook upstairs, reminds Jacobs that every offensive burst carries consequences. Fatigue begins to whisper. Jacobs continues to move forward bravely, jabbing while advancing, a difficult task that demands supreme confidence. Canelo's bodywork is relentless, each shot draining energy, slowing footwork, testing willpower. Inside exchanges grow fiercer, hooks and uppercuts traded in tight quarters. Yet even in these moments, Canelo appears measured, conserving energy, choosing his shots carefully, while Jacobs works harder for every opening. The crowd senses the subtle shift. Canelo's punches look heavier, his control more pronounced. Jacobs shows heart and grit, refusing to fade, but sustaining momentum against such calculated pressure becomes increasingly difficult. These are the rounds where championships are decided, not by knockdowns, but by accumulation, positioning, and discipline. Canelo's experience shines, his patience paying off as the fight inches closer to its conclusion. As the fight enters the championship rounds, urgency fills the arena. Jacobs knows time is slipping away, and the desperation shows in his eyes, and in the way he commits more fully to combinations. He presses forward, backing Canelo to the ropes, landing solid shots that earn respect and cheers from the crowd. For a stretch, Jacobs produces his best work, mixing body and head shots, forcing Canelo to defend. But even under pressure, Canelo's composure never wavers. Against the ropes, he slips, rolls, and counters, turning defense into offense with frightening ease. A sharp right hand and a vicious hook to the body push Jacobs back once more. The pace is exhausting, the stakes unmistakable. Jacobs digs deep, throwing uppercuts and risking counters, understanding that caution will not win him the belts. Canelo answers calmly, landing cleaner, heavier shots, reminding everyone why he is considered one of the premier fighters of his era. The final round arrives with renewed intensity. Both men empty what remains, standing in front of each other, trading with pride and respect. When the final bell rings, exhaustion and mutual acknowledgement fill the ring. The fighters await the decision, sweat-soaked and breathing hard. When the verdict is announced, unanimous decision for Saul Canelo Alvarez, the crowd erupts. The belts remain with the champion, destined for Guadalajara. Yet this is no humiliation for the challenger. Jacobs touches gloves, earning respect, having pushed a global superstar through a demanding 12-round test. This fight will be remembered, not for chaos or knockouts, but for precision, intelligence, and elite championship boxing, where greatness is defined by control, patience, and the ability to rise when everything is on the line.